I want to tell you why I would not recommend you apply for permanent residency in Canada. I'm going to tell you our story. Most of you guys know, ever since this election with Rump, I'm the 92% that didn't vote for him.
You can tell though, right? She's definitely a part of the 92%.
Family and I decided last year that we would start traveling abroad looking for a second home. Our primary home is in Montana on 46 acres, but we said we were going to start looking for a second home out of the country because we have no idea where we're headed with this guy in leadership. So the first country we chose to explore is Canada. That one of the main reasons is because we live close to the border of Canada. We're about 5.5 hours from Calgary. And so we said, we've been there a lot and we kind of liked it, but we never spent time. We said, okay, let's use the 6-month tourist visa. They give Americans 6 months. Well, we've been there. You guys know I've been posting on TikTok all the positive experiences. Canada is winning in all the ways that matter, in my opinion, right? Canadians are kind. I've talked about that. Well,
Free
my
speech.
mother got sick, very sick in December. I was away back in the States in Georgia with my mother. My mother passed away in January. It's been so hard. So my husband, because our son is playing soccer in Calgary, my husband stayed at our short-term rental in Calgary while I handled everything with my mother's estate. So this last Sunday, I prepared to drive through the border, you know, as I always do, nice, kind, courteous to the border agents, gave him my passport, and he starts, asking different questions. And I'm like, that's not the regular questions they normally ask. Then he tells me to pull over, and I'm like, okay, are you not letting me in? And he said, I didn't say that, with an attitude. And then he said an officer will come out and talk to you. So I'm like, at this point, I call my husband on the phone so that he can listen. So 2 officers come out. They're like, oh, get out. Don't touch nothing. They got my purse. They looking through all my personal things in my purse, and which I don't mind them searching the car. They have a right to search the car. I already knew that. And they're going through all my credit cards, all the stuff that's in my purse. And then I'm sitting on this cold bench for 45 minutes. They're searching my vehicle. Now, while this is happening, a white lady also gets pulled. They tell her they want to, they got to search her. Y'all, she was gone in 2 minutes. She was not asked to get out the car, anything. She was gone within 2 minutes. So I'm still wondering what has triggered such a deep search. What is going on? He keeps asking me, like he didn't believe me. You own a house in Montana? I said, yes, I do own a house in Montana. He's asked me that 3 times. So I'm getting a little like, okay, this sounds like racism. Why can't I own a home in Montana? Here is the proof that I own a house in Montana. Here, what else do you need? I've also shown you the lease that we are planning to leave. I have been posting about that. I have been saying my goodbyes to Canadians. I have been thanking them for their kindness. Everything I posted online said that we were leaving because our tourist visa was up. In fact, I was getting so many emails from Canadians trying to find a way for us to stay.
I gotta say this. She's out in Montana. They sitting on 46 acres. Why are you running to Canada? Seriously. But why are you running to Canada? Trump derangement syndrome. I said this, and I'm gonna continue to say it. It's got to be studied. It has to be studied, man. Yeah. You're sitting on 46 acres in Montana.
She about got her own camera. I mean, do you know how big 46 acres is?
Like, you don't have to be bothered by nobody.
Exactly. I wonder if she's willing to share her 46 acres with all of those who have no 46 acre, who ain't got now acre.
Those illegals.
Are you willing to exercise your communist ideology? I just
illegals could use it.
And can I just say, crazy liberals up in your area too with TDS, because he loves to say Montana, that's not how they move, but somehow the liberals are up there with you, buddy. Now listen, at the end of the day, I guess she just learned that that victim thing is going to hit her wherever she goes, because all of a sudden, I'm just saying, I guess Canada isn't great.
And I said, well, no, our lease is up. we are leaving. I mean, our visa is up and our lease is up. We're moving on because we believe in following the laws no matter where we are. So he finally brings me inside of the station and he's like, "Oh, did you apply for permanent residency?" I'm like, "Yeah, last year, but that didn't work out. It wasn't approved." He's like, "Yeah, well, we want to make sure that you're not trying to you're trying to stay in the country illegally." I said, "Just because I apply for PR doesn't mean that."
Wait, Canada has borders that they're actually
Yes.
upholding, or
Yes.
what? What? So you ran from America because they Trump closed the borders, but Canada is letting it be known, hey, we have borders. Oh
Right.
man.
The way we know how to respect laws in other countries, just not in our own.
That part.
I said, just because I apply for PR doesn't mean that I am planning on just staying in the country. I said, I have a whole house in Montana and we are retired. We're debt free. Do you want to see bank statements? Babe, I can show you some stuff. Like,
so these are wealthy
A
people.
black person debt free?
Debt free
In America?
It owns 46 acres, but you're still a victim?
Somebody said 46 acres and a mule.
More than 46. What a
I had
dichotomy.
already had shown him my son's soccer schedule. I had already shown him the lease was up at the end of this month, March.
It's funny.
He had already seen that. I showed him a picture of my house with my car because he didn't believe that I owned the house in Montana. Showed him the picture that I took of my car in front of my house on Friday because I had just got my wheels done. I got them powder coated. And so I showed him the picture that I had texted my husband of the house, the car, all that match. And I said, we have no intention on breaking any laws. And he's like, "Oh, well, someone here follows you on TikTok." I said, "Yeah, I know there's an agent that follows me on TikTok." That agent, my husband had that agent one time when he came through. And that agent told my husband to keep up to tell me to keep up the good work. She told my husband, she said, "Oh, I follow your wife on TikTok. Tell her to keep posting, keep putting them good posts out there."
Oh my goodness.
Now, this agent, whoever that is, knows that I've spoken nothing but positivity about Canada. So they use that. They try to use that against
Didn't
me.
help.
I'm like, well, so I brought him back to that. I said, what does that have to do with now? I said, I've spoken nothing but positive about
What does
Canada.
speaking positive have to do with their law? That's the question. I said so many good things about you, girl.
I know what it is. It's privilege. Remember, they think they have privilege.
It's so interesting that she's saying that we won't break the laws, but you fled America because Trump said he didn't want people breaking our laws. And I mean, these people, why are we running up our blood pressure?
It's really funny how they know how to, abide by the laws in other nations, but then think that we're supposed to be lawless.
Canada, please keep her.
Please.
Whatever has to be done for her and that soccer playing son. And first of all, I would like to start by saying I am amazed at the breadth of men. Some man married her. This is a married woman. That's just amazing to me. And wow. But I think that this family and these people, I think she should sell her estate here in Montana. It is amazing to me to believe that you are a Black family, I'm assuming, that has the financial capability to not only own a significant piece of land and a home debt free, you also have enough money beyond that you can take a 6-month visa, rent a home in another country and finance yourself there, yet you cannot respect the place that gave that to you.
Victim.
There's a lot going on in the USA. I said, I understand that. I said, but I follow rules and I have no intention on trying to stay here. We have options, you know what I'm saying? We sold our company last year. We are debt free. We are retired. We have been homeschooling for 18 years. Listen, we got plans to go to Portugal, China,
Keep up,
Ghana,
China.
Oh, they about to
Kenya.
raise
We got
kids
all
like
kinds of
this.
plans.
That's what they're about to do. They're about to
And
duplicate this
so
into
he
some
just was
kids.
really
She just has. I'm confused. Everything she said sounds very conservative. I'm sorry. Is this
She living a good
whole
life.
schooling, they following the laws, beautiful house, we retired,
Go to church.
real conservative. But she proud to say she a 92%er. Come on now, you can't make this stuff up.
She said they're going to try out China. These
China
people
can
are
have
crazy.
her. Tell you know what, they can put
Who
her right
looking
with the
for problems?
Uyghurs. Put her right over there with the Uyghurs and let them all be there together.
She just looking for a problem. She
Seriously.
just looking for a problem.
No, she is the problem.
scrutinizing me and just really, now again, the white lady was gone. Me, for some reason, they were putting so much pressure on me. And finally I just broke down and I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to try to get out sooner. I said, I got 22 days left in the country, but I'm going to try to go sooner.
Brother
I
Wise,
see, it's obvious you don't want me here. I'm going to leave sooner. He's like, no, you ain't got to do that. I said, yeah, I am. And that's what I've been doing, y'all. So this is my goodbye.
She's dating.
Thank you, Canada. Thank you, Canadians. You guys have been awesome. Continue to be who you are. So many of you guys are awesome. I know there's a lot of Maple MAGAs out there that, been giving me a lot of hate and all that stuff. But I just want to let you know Trump don't care nothing about you.
But these are wealthy people. I mean, you got to think about this, man. 46 acres in Montana. Montana's not cheap.
it's still 46 acres.
It's 46 acres, man. She
Yeah.
said they owned the company.
She
And
sold her
it.
business.
They sold the business, moved up to, they didn't just move to Canada, they moved to Alberta. If y'all know anything about Alberta, Canada, it's one of the most expensive places
Yes,
in
it is.
Canada. It's really expensive. The homes up there are in the millions.
Victim.
He wants your resources, baby. You look at how he's treating our people down here. Look at what our people are going through. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the people and how they've treated Canadians, all that stuff. But I just want to let you know, Trump don't care nothing about you.
Don't care nothing
He wants
about
your
you.
resources, baby. You look at how he's treating our people down here.
Trump wants your resources.
Don't care nothing about your resources.
Yet she still has her 46 acres. I'm sorry. I thought he wanted your resource. I thought he wants your
Right.
stuff. How's he treating you? You still got your 46 acres. I mean,
It's
the
not rational.
delusional Michelle Obama, Kamala Harris word salad clown that's on this camera right now. Come on now, please.
They mad because Alberta wants to succeed from Canada. And absolutely is. That's why they're calling them MAGA Maples. I never heard that term before.
Wow.
But those people are very interested and succeeded in possibly joining in the United States. And that's where all the Canadian oil is. So there's a huge fight about wanting to keep them there in Canada because a huge amount of their resources come from that territory. But those people want to get away from what's his name? Justin Trudeau and the World Economic Forum that's running Canada.
Yeah, well, Trudeau's out of there. They got a new prime minister.
Mark Carney.
Yeah.
Is he another Trudeau?
Yeah, he's only there
he's part of
because
that
Trump
same
arrangement.
party though. Yeah, he's part
He's
of the
only
same
there
deal.
because of Trump derangement.
Yeah.
Look at what our people are going through. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the people and how they've treated Canadians at the border in the USA and how they've treated other folks. You know what I'm saying? And how our prices are skyrocketing down, their gas and everything else. You know, and how they promised he was going to be the president of peace. But now, could be taking us into a World War III. So if you think he loves you, I would say, bless your heart, as we would say in the South. Yeah, you should really get looked at.
Oh,
He
we
doesn't
should get
even
looked
care for
at.
his own people.
Right.
Unless you are a billionaire. If you are a billionaire, then maybe so. You'll get something out of him. But I would tell you to wake up.
Clearly influenced by left
Ordinary
media.
people, nah. So I have no idea who these border agents were. Maybe they're Maple MAGAs. I don't know. It's down there in BC. The border there with Alberta and BC, I have no idea. I just know that it could have been handled differently. They kept me. I was out in the cold, and they somehow did not believe that I could own a home in Montana and that I was unhoused and that I was trying to stay in Canada illegally. when I was within my time frame. I was within the 6 months that Americans are allowed to be in Canada. I have boosted the economy in Canada. I've spent a lot of money here. And not only that, thousands of people have said that they were visiting Canada just because of all of my positive content. So I have been a help to the economy in Canada, and I am just shocked that I was treated this way, but I don't need any sympathy or anything like that. I know people down in the States have been treated way worse at the border. But I just wanted to say this, be careful if you're going to apply for permanent residency. That is going to, if you don't get in, that will be a target and a mark on you at the border. They have a way of seeing that, and they will hold it against you. So goodbye, Canada. It was nice. I will not ever come back, but I love you guys. Thank you so much.
I want her anywhere. I wish she would try and break into China. Why would you go do that in China? Since you think it's America's borders, you got to feel what Canada feels like. I'm not coming back. So go over to China now. Try that in China. You know what? Hop over to Libya and all those and try those things. Try and break into all of those places. Go ahead and then tell them how you single-handedly save their economy, because that's what you were saying. Canada, she single-handedly saved the economy of Canada.
Oh, I love it.
You guys have to call what it is. You have to call it what it is. Yes, it's TDS, but more on my channel, it's bald-headed reasoning. And I'm going to tell you why it's that. These people are absolutely smooth brain. There's nothing there. They're not talking about anything. They're absolutely, this woman is the top of the top. Most people will not be there. Okay. So in order to bring yourself to a victimhood of someone who doesn't possibly have what you have to be gone. Like, this has to be smooth. You have to be gone. You have to. She said that she has a house in Montana and they couldn't understand why you would be over here. She takes it as, oh, it's because I'm black. No, it's because you have a house in Montana.
Right.
On 46 acres. Why are you here? Why are you here?
Duh.
And
silence. You stop that. Don't tell it. Like, don't make it plain.
It's crazy. And then she proceeds to do the whole bougie thing. I mean, we go to Costa Rica, we go to Canada, we go here, there, and everywhere. And it's just like, ma'am, you're afforded those things because you're from America.
Right.
God, duh.
You cannot like the president. You cannot like the administration or whatever's going on. But our system, the way it's set up, has afforded you to do what most of the world cannot do. The poorest person in America still beats out poor people in other countries. And you have something equivalent to a farm, a shopping mall. I mean, we can go on and on about these acres. And so, and on top of that, you're black. It's the whole mentality with these types of women. And I dare to say, it's the men that allow these women to get married and procreate and make more of them. Because these types of women go on to rear their children that way. Because when I watched that Joy Reid interview, she talked about her dad and her mother. And she said her dad, who was the immigrant, he was a Republican and the mother was a raging liberal. And she said that her mother allowed the children to speak out of turn, speak up, especially in those times. And the dad would want to do other things. And the mother would say, no, they can do this, they can do that. That's what I mean when I say, like, men, stop procreating with these women. Yes. Because they put more of them back into the society to where we have to deal with the septum rings and the men who wear the shirts that say I vote like the 92%. If you leave, I think you ought to be able to leave and not come back.
Yes, amen.
Don't come back.
I think there should be an exit interview.
Yep.
Where we figure out why you're leaving. And if you are leaving because you do not like the structure of the government, the president, whatever per se, then okay, cool. You cannot come back, because the women that go on to the Netherlands and go on to Costa Rica and now here Canada, they get a rude awakening and then they come back here still with the same nonsense, but now they're even madder because they can't go anywhere else.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go. They realize that.
And men, if you're looking to figure out who these women are, let a clue be this. If you see one with an ace bandage wrapped around their head, let that be your clue.
I still with no reasoning. You know why I'm around here.
Let that be your clue, okay? Something's not right here.
Listen, when they do the study of Trump derangement syndrome, I guarantee you what they're going to discover is that it is caused by left media. You notice that every excuse she gave about why she didn't like Trump came from left media. Verbatim. They think that they're brilliant, but all they're doing is being fed what to think by the left media, and then they're repeating it as if they're some kind of brilliant thinkers. It's sad. So that's what I guarantee you, that's going to be a part of the condition. Left media, trusting and listening to left media and learn that's your school. That's what the problem is. Everybody I know that has it are avid left media watchers and believers.
She is the typical sister that you will find in the DC area. Makes 100,000+ or more, but some kind of way they are still victims and they are still oppressed. And some of it, I know, Crystal, you talk about covenants. I think some of it is they're ungrateful.
Yes.
Like you're some of the wealthiest, privileged people in the country, and it's still not enough. It's not enough for you. You are so ungrateful.
Well, they're not grateful because it doesn't match what they perceive white people have. They see themselves only as a reflection of what they think of the way they believe white people see them. So they see, I wrote about this in my book, they see themselves only in the context of lack. These are people who live in lack, and there's nothing you can give them that can take away their lack, because their imagination, they have a projection of themselves that they projected onto white people, which they believe this is how they're looking at me. So this can be people that make $500,000 a year, or $1 million a year, and they're like, yeah, but they don't think I'm anything because I make too well. I went to a top 30 school, but they went to the top 5. I mean, they always see themselves in lack.
Because I know AT and I have, and I love that Keisha is doing that. We would ask someone on TikTok because they would say, he took away our rights, he did this to us, he's done that, and I would be like, okay, can you give me an example?
Give me one.
No, they can never do that. They tell you to look it up.
They'll say it's so horrible. It's this, and I was just having this conversation with my mother yesterday. I said, Mom, I said, not that I want to be in that mindset, but I really want to see what they're seeing, because I can't see what they're seeing. And I feel like, y'all are making me crazy right now, because I don't understand what y'all they took it away from us. We are not free. And I'm like, what are y'all seeing that I'm not seeing? And that's why they went to Harvard. The question, they can't give you an answer. Nope. They just move in emotions because they're just parroting what everybody else is media. And they have and that is why what Minister Denzel says is 100%. Hold their feet to the fire. Be like, okay, so
Minister Denzel, you said the most profound thing when you said it is dangerous to let these people live in their delusion.
Oh, come on.
And that is exactly what Crystal is describing.
Yes.
What they're telling you is that they are suffering, and that's why this Trump derangement syndrome, as funny as it is, it may not really be a joke.
That's right.
Because what they are telling you is that they have the feeling of something that is real that doesn't exist.
A real threat that doesn't exist. That's right.
And you've got to be careful with that, because what you're doing They are slowly ushering, and I say women are prime candidates for this. They are slowly ushering these people, mostly women, into mental illness.
That's right.
They are dividing them from reality. And it's funny and it's a joke. And God knows I like to, when I have an opportunity to poke fun, I will. But on the serious note, these people are displaying that they are truly suffering from mental illness. And the reason they cannot articulate an actual policy or where there was a real threat or some freedom that was actually taken away is because they are divorced from the actual reality. And that they're turning these people into psychopaths and schizophrenics and all other types of mental illness who will then be used. They're not doing this for no reason. They didn't produce, think about it. These people produced the whole study of psychology.
That's right.
And they did it for a reason because they wanted to understand the human mind. Why? Because they wanted to know how you can control people, not just control them, but control them from far away. They already know how to control people close up because that's violence.
That's right.
What they want to know is how can you control large groups of people from far away? And they have employed their best scientists and psychologists to find this out. This stuff is dangerous, and women especially are susceptible to this because we have a very feeling type of spirit and biology and chemistry within us. And it can be manipulated for things that are not to our advantage. And it is dangerous to allow people to continue to separate themselves from reality.
That's right. It's dangerous.
I think another big thing that's very, very tough right there. She also mentioned that they've been homeschooling for 18 years. Which means all of their ideologies, how they feel, how they think, how they move is being poured into another generation of kids who are going to have kids that potentially may do the same thing that they do.
Or worse.
It consistently goes or worse. And it consistently goes on. But that 18 years of schooling, I'm like, oh my God. Generational curses, there we go right there. They created it. It trickles down right there. And now we got a cycle that's about to keep on going. And it goes back to what you guys are also saying about what type of man did you marry?
Yeah, that's what I said.
To allow this to, like, where's the standard? Because now this woman is raising your kids. Evidently, because when she said he stayed back to do this, I'm like, wait a minute. First off, we're not separating. That's number one.
Not no foreign country. Absolutely not.
Yeah, we're not doing that. So that caught me. So while you're making these manly, masculine moves and leading our family, I guess he's back here cooking. And I don't know what he's doing.
He maybe try to get rid of us.
It's like Jamal Bryant said. It's like Jamal Bryant said. It's time for women to lead.
I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What are your thoughts about any of this? Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Consider joining the ARP family, or you can buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box below. And as always, keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you guys next time. Peace.
It is God who arms me with strength. Yeah, I'm battle ready. He trains my hands for battle. My heart stays steady. But thanks be to God, he gives us the victory. Through my Lord Jesus Christ, fear can't live in me. I was down to the dirt, red clay on my shoes, old pain in my shirt, oh so bruised. And the Lord hit my chest, kicked air from my breath, put power in my step.